Hey everyone, it's Stephanie again, and you are tuned into another Ask Stephanie. All right, before we get started, don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you could be the first to find out when I post these videos. All right, today's Ask Stephanie is a fun one, but before we jump into that, let's hear a word from our sponsors. I want to give a shout out to BetterHelp. If you guys don't know, let me jump into what BetterHelp is real quick. BetterHelp is an amazing online platform with over 20,000 licensed professionals worldwide. They are bringing therapy, quality therapy to your fingertips. They are a part of the movement of really being comfortable with discussing mental health and providing access to mental health resources, and it's very easy to get started. So basically, after a short assessment that asks you a question about what your needs are, you get connected with a licensed professional within 48 hours, and you can begin chatting just as soon as that. There's several things that make it super easy and super fun to get started. Besides the ease of the questionnaire, you can do it via phone or you can do it via video. So whatever you're most comfortable with. They offer financial aid, which is amazing because one of the things that I keep getting from people when they look for a therapist is that they're on a budget, they can't afford it, they may or may not have insurance. There's a lot of reasons of why they aren't able to do that. So if there's the option to get financial aid to be able to utilize the services, that's an amazing thing. They do that. My favorite thing, and I always say this, is them letting you switch therapists, because let's be real, somebody may be a great therapist, but they might not be the one for you, because the relationship is really important and the vibes are really important. So it is essential for you to have a great therapeutic experience, that you are receptive to your therapist and vice versa, and you feel like you're really getting something out of it. So if you decide, hey, this therapist isn't for me, then they'll let you change it at no cost. And you don't have to go to a waiting room and wait around and driving. All the excuses why we sometimes get in our own way of accessing therapy, they pretty much taken care of. So I think it's amazing for you guys to check it out. If you use my link, you get 10% off of your first month. So what are you guys waiting for? Try betterhelp.com/Stephanie Lee. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com. All right, now that we got the business out of the way, let's jump in. So this Ask Stephanie is about my skincare routine. So I have gotten many questions over the years of what I do with my skin and how I keep it so clear, etc., etc. Thank you guys so much for the compliments. You know how to make a girl feel special. But I have never hopped on here and talked about it because that's like, I do the reviews and I give therapeutic advice, etc. But as most people are, we are multifaceted, and therefore I have lots of interests. I love fashion, I love beauty, I love skincare, I love entertainment. You guys already know I love therapy and obviously reality TV. So I wanted to jump in and just talk about something very different. So I'm going to share today some of the products that I use. This is not there's nobody giving me anything for any of these products. This is the stuff that I use every single day. And I just wanted to share with you guys, and then you guys can let me know what you think and also some of the products that you use, because I'm always open. So for me, skincare starts from the inside out. So I drink a lot of water. I know that sounds so boring, but we are manifestations of like what we put into ourselves in so many ways. So I drink a lot of water naturally. So I know for a fact that helps with nice, really clear skin, along with trying to do as many fruits and vegetables as I can. And if you don't love fruits and vegetables, I mean, some of us don't, getting some supplements, vitamins, however you get it, some liquid drops, however you get it, just to make sure that you have these things and it'll show up in your skin. All right, so my routine, and this is not based on anything but just what I do and what has been working, is I have two different cleansers. I use a softer, more mild cleanser when I get up in the morning, and then at the end of the day, I use a cleanser that has a little bit of, a little bit of exfoliation, but it's very mild. So the first one that I use, I'll show you this one. The first one that I use is Neutrogena. It's the Fresh Foaming Cleanser. I really like it. It's very mild. So when I get up in the morning, I just wash my face with that, pat it dry, and then I follow on with my moisturizer. At night, I have found that I really like this, the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. I love it because it feels like it's really getting into my skin. I love the like gentle microbeads, so it gives me that exfoliation, because after a long day, or if you've worn makeup, or you have an event to go to, or if it's hot, like I live in South Florida, so it's like 1,000 degrees all the time. It's really good to like really get in there, and it gets the job done more than the regular just mild cleanser. So I really love that at the end of the day. And I think especially if you are putting on makeup or doing different things to your skin, it's good to kind of have both so that they can do, each does their own job. But after the beginning of the day where I use my mild cleanser, and even at the end of the day, I usually follow it up with one of my favorite toners. So my skin varies from like combination oily to sometimes dry. And I find that when I use my toner right after I wash my face, it gives me this like even tone, and also it gives me some moisture that my face doesn't go immediately dry. If I don't put anything on before moisturizer, and if I wait a little bit, I'll find that my skin goes immediately dry. So I use Pavonia, and I've used a lot of different toners, but this is the one that works for me. I really like their brand, and I have found that this toner does like wonders for me. My skin feels very smooth afterwards. It gives me this like almost like this nice seal, and it keeps my skin from drying out. So I always use this. I just spray it in a little cotton ball, and I just dab it across my whole face. And then I follow it up with oil of Olay. So don't sleep on the more cost-effective brands, okay? Because there's a lot of really expensive brands here, and I'm a high-low girl. So there are some things, like in general in life, there's some things that I pay a pretty penny for, and then there's some things that I don't feel like you absolutely have to. So some of the stuff, yes, it can be pricey or pricier, but some of the stuff is just as quality. And so I've been an oil of Olay girl since college. And here's the thing with skincare. The way you want to look 10 years from now needs to start today. Like, you can't just try something after neglecting yourself for a very long time and then expect that it'll change overnight. And usually that's what we're looking for. When we look in the mirror and we're like, oh, I have this and I want it gone. We want this overnight thing. But really, if you started long ago, then you'd kind of be reaping, as with anything. You know, if you work out today, you're not going to be losing weight today. You'll see it in a few months, or whatever the case may be. So I have been using particular products like Neutrogena and oil of Olay since college. And so I am, you know, I've been out of college for a while, okay? And I still swear by this. So I use the Active Hydrating Cream. I love a good cream because I like it to be thick. They have this in a variation that's more of like a thinner liquid. I'm not a fan of that one. I like the cream, and I go back and forth between this one and this one with SPF. So it just depends. It just depends on the mood that I'm in. But I really like the cream. It has held me down for like 20 years, and I probably won't change it because it works. It works, so if it ain't broke. I switch between that and the SPF just depending on which one I find, etc. But I would say one of the probably best, I would say the best thing that I got from skincare, the best habit that I have gotten from skincare is some SPF. Now, a lot of Black women, I mean, I think we know a little bit better now, but for years, a lot of Black women didn't think they needed it. Black people in general, we didn't think we needed it. Yes, we're more melanated, therefore we have more protection. However, we can still get sun damage. And I remember probably 10 to 12 years ago, I had these like brown spots just randomly on my face, and I didn't know where they were coming from. I don't even remember what it was, but I did go to a dermatologist, and she happened to be a Black woman, and she said, listen, a lot of us think we don't need sunscreen, and therefore we don't wear it. And so we are letting our skin absorb the sun damage, thinking that, oh, we're good, but we're really not. So ever since that day, I started wearing sunscreen over my moisturizer. Now, my sister is a little more pecan hued. I feel like I'm a little more chocolatey. She's more pecan hued. And I'll never forget, after months of using sunscreen, one time we were like goofing around in the mirror, and I was standing next to her, and I noticed that my skin was so much more even. Not necessarily lighter, but it was like even. And it was a very significant change in contrast to hers than it had been before. So that's what I noticed, how important sunscreen was, and I've used it ever since. I do not skip a day with sunscreen. I don't skip a day. The one that I'm using right now that I absolutely love is Beauty Counter. So this is specifically for the face, Daily Sheer Defense for Face, 25 SPF. I love it. It's very light because a lot of sunscreen can be thick, especially if it's not made for your face. I mean, if you're going to do it for your face, get one for your face. But some of it can be thick. Some of it can leave that kind of white, light, like film. This is very light and it's very sheer, and I really, really like it. So that's like, if you don't get anything else, use sunscreen, no matter who you are, no matter the shade, because over time, it will really make a difference in your skin. So that's that. Also, on some nights, this is my little trick. On some nights, in between my toner and my moisturizer, I've started using Oil of Olay brightening serum with vitamin C. That just gives me a really nice like seal, and also like it evens tone and it brightens your skin in a way where you're glowing. I don't, even where I wear a lot of makeup, it's still not a lot of makeup. Like there's a cap for me, unless like I'm doing something on camera, and I mean real camera, not like just at home. There's a cap for me. So it's really important to, when you take that stuff off or you wash the day off, to really do as much as you can to repair the skin, because it's facing all these elements every day, all day long. But I really enjoy this. So yeah, that's what I'm using right now. I will be honest and say that every now and then I like to throw in a face oil. For a while it just broke, which is why I don't have it right now. But for a while I was using like a 9 press fresh face oil by Sunday Riley. Really, really good. Really loved it. Different seeds, and it was pressed into this little dropper, and I just dabbed it on my face sometimes instead of moisturizer, and woke up and my face felt like my son's little behind, like a baby's behind. So that's the only thing that I would say that I threw in there recently within the last year that I really like, but I don't have it for you guys today. But it is by Sunday Riley. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I try to keep it simple. Even though this sounded like a lot, it's really not. It's a very quick process, but these things consistently work for me. I never ever sleep with makeup on. I never pick my face. You know, I make sure I drink a lot of water. You wash your face really, really well. You know, if you can't get to it, and I know some days we're really, really tired, make sure you have some good wipes. I have found that baby wipes, the unscented ones, are actually the best. Like I like them over pretty much any other makeup remover wipe. They get into it. So for my son, I have like the cucumber melon green tea. Anyways, cucumber melon green tea unscented, whatever it is that you know is not going to be too fragrant that may react with your skin in a negative way. Try that. Make sure you get all the makeup off, at least at minimum, but make sure you wash your face twice a day. And yeah, let me know. I know there are so many amazing products out there. I'm always open because I love, love, love that. So let me know what you guys are using. Give me some tips on some things that you think would be great. And then let me know what else you want to see, because this was fun. Sometimes it's good to take a break and show different sides. And if you guys want to see something else, let me know. All right, everyone. Don't forget to send your questions. It's going to be in the description box, the email where you can send it to, but it's also info@imsuccessfullyme.com. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye.